and welcome back to my class. This is Mallika's English class. Now today's class is going to be a continuation of the same thing that we were doing in the previous class. That is, we are going to discuss all about subject-verb agreement. In case you've missed my previous video, then please go back to that video because I have discussed all about what is subject-verb agreement and how we are going to identify if the verb has to be a singular one or a plural one, and how to identify the subject. Or we have also discussed about certain other things, like what are the other things that we need to keep in mind to determine if the verb will be singular or plural. We did till prepositions in the last class. I'm not getting into the previous class right now because it is already recorded. You just have to, pause this video, go back to the previous one, complete that, and then come back to this video. Then it will be clearer to you and it will be easier for you to understand and follow the topic. Okay, for today, let us move on with the same topic and try to understand what are the other things that we need to keep in mind. Okay, so like we said that we have to identify the subject, we also have to see to it if there is any conjunction in the sentence. Then we also said that we have to identify if there is a conjunction and if there are two subjects, if both the subjects are singular or plural. That also something we need to identify. Based on that, the verb will be singular or plural. Then we also discussed that there are certain prepositions which we need to remember. If such prepositions are found in a sentence, then we have to consider the verb to be singular or plural based on the main subject. But now, today, we are going to discuss more about conjunction. Now, let us check what is given on the screen. So, what does it say? Two or more singular subjects connected by or nor require a singular verb. Okay, but when one of the subjects joined by or nor is plural, the verb must be plural and the plural subject should be placed near the verb. Just keep in mind these two important things. So what is it? Two or more singular subjects. Two or more singular subjects connected by or nor. Keep in mind that both the subjects need to be singular in case we are joining by or nor. We are not talking about the conjunction and. We discussed about it. Today we are going to discuss about the conjunction or nor. That means either or and neither nor. This is what we are going to discuss today. Okay. So let's move on. Let us see some examples. Now in this example, first example, if you see either the cat or the dog, should we use has or have? If you have to complete this sentence, either the cat or the dog has been here or have been here. We just discussed if two or more subjects, singular subjects, are joined by or nor, then the verb has to be singular. Now see, both these subjects are singular. We are talking about a single cat and a single dog. And we want to say either it is the cat or it is the dog, whichever you're talking about, they have not been here. But when I'm saying they, I mean together. I'm talking about both. But when I'm using the word either, that means I am talking about any one of them. I'm talking about them. Therefore, it has to be a singular because both of them are singular subjects. Let us take the next example. Neither the boy nor the girl was or were seen yesterday. So what does neither mean? Neither means not any one of them. So I'm talking about a boy and a girl. And either or, neither nor, just remember, is used only when we are talking about two subjects. So here the subjects are boy and girl. But I am talking about them individually. I'm not talking about them together. I'm talking about them individually. I'm saying neither the boy nor the girl. That means the girl, I'm saying that the girl or the boy, none of them. I mean to say none of them. Okay. So neither the boy taken singularly nor the girl. Singular. Two singular subjects joined by or nor make a singular verb. So let us find out what is going to be the right answer. Like I said, either the cat or the dog has been here. Neither the boy nor the girl was seen yesterday. Let's take some more examples. Now check this one. Either you or he. So what I am saying, there are two people, you and he. I am talking to both of you, but I am talking to you, both of you singularly, individually. So I'm saying either you or he needs to join because I'm individually referring to each of you. Okay. So therefore, again, two subjects, two singular subjects joined by or will take a singular verb. It will be needs. Next. Now mind the next one. There's something you have to note. Either you or they. So now I'm talking to you and I'm also talking to a group of people, they. Now we know that this you is a singular subject. But what about they? They is not a singular subject. They is a plural subject. So in case there is a plural subject, we said two singular subjects joined by or nor will take a singular verb. But if there is one plural subject, then the verb has to be plural and the subject, the plural subject will be placed near the plural verb. So this is what we have done. Either you or they need to join us. Okay? Let's move on. Let's see some more examples. Neither the teacher nor the children. So we said either, neither whenever we are using either, neither, that means we are talking about two person, two subjects, two things, or one person and a group. So the number has to be two. The subjects have to be two. Now here, who are the subjects? Teacher is a subject and children are also subjects. We said that neither nor, either or, whenever we are using them with singular subjects, we use a singular verb. But here, are we using singular subjects? No. We are using neither the teacher nor the children. So one of the subjects is plural. Therefore, we have to take a plural verb. Next one, either the parent or the girls. Now, parent means either the mom or the dad. Okay? So either the parent. We want to say that one of the parents, that means the mom or the dad, or the girls. The girls are a group. The girls is a plural subject. So whenever with either or, neither nor, one of the subject becomes plural, we have to use a plural verb. So therefore, what will it become? Let us see. This one will become either the parent or the girls need to collect the report card. And what will this become? Neither the teacher nor the children were present. Okay? I hope this is becoming clear now. Let us move on. In case you are not able to understand anything, please write in the comment section. I'll be happy to help you again. Okay, let's check another example. Neither he nor his sister. Again, who are the subjects? I'm talking about two singular subjects again. He is a singular subject. Sister is a singular subject. His sister. He's got one sister. Then it is a singular subject. So neither he nor his sister is to be blamed because there are two subjects, two singular subjects. But suppose if I wanted to say, I'm talking about him, fine, but I'm also talking about his sisters, not one sister. If the sentence had been neither he nor his sisters, then what would have happened? Then what would be the verb? The verb would become are, because we would then talk about one plural subject here. But at this point of time, we have both the subjects are singular. Therefore, we are going to take a singular verb. Let's take another example. Neither she nor her parents. Now we are talking about parents. That means mom and dad put together. So that is a plural subject. Again, another subject is singular. Even though one subject is singular, the other one is plural. Therefore, we have to take a plural verb. So what will it become? Neither she nor her parents want to see him. Okay, very good. Now let us understand a few important things. Now words like either, neither, each, these can be used as, either, neither can be used as a conjunction, determiner, or indefinite pronoun. And words like each can be used as a determiner or a pronoun. But how do we understand? What are the rules that we need to keep in mind in order to be sure that the subject-verb agreement is right? So let us now just do a quick recap, at the same time understand the concept very clearly. Okay, first things first, we know that when two words are joined by or, nor, and, then we say that those words or, nor, and, they are the conjunctions. But what about determiners and indefinite pronouns? Now, if you see, what is a determiner? Determiner is a word that specifies or modifies a noun. That means it is pointing to a noun and saying that this is the one I'm talking about. Okay. For example, the sun rises in the east. So when I say the is the determiner. What is it? Basically, it is telling, I'm talking particularly about the sun. Okay. So what is it doing? It is specifying the noun sun. Okay. Okay. Another thing, another example could be, you could give me a little sugar. So when I'm saying you could give me a little sugar, so what is little here? Little is like, it is again specifying the sugar that I want. I want little. I want little sugar. So it is specifying the noun. Same way, either, neither, each, these can also be used to specify a noun. How do they do? We are going to discuss about that. And what are indefinite pronouns? Indefinite pronoun is a word that can stand alone or it can replace the noun altogether. We know that pronouns are words that replace nouns. So for example, someone is Ravi, we can say he instead of saying Ravi. Or we can say give it to him. When I mean to say, it has to be given to Ravi. So same way, either, neither, each, these can also be used as a pronoun when they stand alone or when they replace a noun. They have to replace the noun altogether. That means instead of the noun, we are using them. If we remove the noun, the sentence won't be affected. It will mean the same. We will come to that. You are going to understand that in more details. Just follow me and stay with me. Let us first understand the conjunction rules for subject-verb agreement. So what do we do? For example, either, and then after that, a singular subject, which is the subject 1, or another singular subject, which is the subject 2. What will the verb become? If both the subjects are singular, we have just learned that the verb will become singular. So in this case, if you want to say either he or she likes ice cream. So both are singular subjects. We are talking about both of them, but individually, therefore it becomes likes ice cream. Likes is a singular verb. So any verb, I hope you all know that any verb, when you add an S to it, it becomes singular. If there is no S to it, then the verb is a plural verb. Next, let us go to the next one. How is it done? For example, same way, like either, we can use neither. So neither and one singular subject, nor another singular subject, loves chocolate. Now, if you have to fill it up, let's see. Neither my mom nor my dad loves chocolate. So I'm talking about two singular subjects individually. But what is the exception? If one of the subjects is plural, the verb will be plural. So in this case, if, for example, in this case, neither one singular subject nor another, the next subject, if this becomes a plural one, then the verb will become plural. Okay. Let us take an example. For example, neither the student nor the teachers were involved. So neither the student nor the teachers, one subject becomes plural. Therefore, were will become the verb, which is the plural verb, were involved. Okay. Now let's move on to the determiners and check how determiners help us identify subject-verb agreement. Okay. So, for example, in determiners, what happens? We use either, after that a singular subject. And if after either we have a singular subject, definitely the verb has to be singular. For example, either boy loves swimming. So I'm talking about two boys, but I want to say either of them, that is one of them, this one or that one. Either boy loves swimming. Next one, neither, again a singular subject. After neither, if there's a singular subject, then the verb will be singular. So what is it? Neither dash has a problem. What can be put in here? Anything. Neither teacher has a problem. That means we are talking about two teachers and we want to mean none of the teachers, not this one or that one. None of them have a problem. Basically, when we say none of them, the verb becomes different. But when we are saying neither, it is neither teacher has a problem because we are referring to them individually. Next one, let's see another determiner. Every can be used as a determiner also. And what is it happening? For example, just we say that the determiner is a word that specifies or modifies a noun. So what is it doing when I'm saying either boy loves swimming? What am I doing? Basically, I'm specifying the boy. I'm saying either boy, either this one or that one, loves swimming. I'm specifying the boy. I'm not replacing the noun boy. I'm just specifying. And it is not being used as a conjunction also because there is no or nor. I'm just using the word either, neither. Same way, or after every, there will be a singular subject and then we have to put a singular verb. For example, every child needs to read storybooks. Every child. We don't say every children needs to, because when we are saying every, we mean every single child. Every single child needs to read storybooks. Next, each. Each, how can it be used as a determiner? After each, there will always be a singular subject because each means if there is a room full of people, I'm referring to every one of them individually. So for example, there are 3-4 boys or girls. I'm referring to them that each boy tries to win, or each one tries to win, or each girl tries to win. So what happens? I'm referring to them singularly. Each is a singular word and it will always take a singular subject after it and it will take a singular verb. Again, however, if another plural subject is introduced with a conjunction, so after this, after each, then singular subject, after this, if we put and then I introduce another subject which is plural, then the verb will become plural. We are going to see examples of that. Okay, now let's understand how indefinite pronouns help us and how we can identify the verb that we are going to use. So let us understand the, after that any plural subject, and then if we can put each and say have a pen. So can you just fill it up? For example, the dash each have a pen. So what am I trying to tell? The boys each have a pen. Now see, each here can stand alone. If I remove each from here, what will it become? The boys have a pen. So I mean the boys have a pen means all of them have a pen. But when I introduce each to it, I am referring to each boy individually. But because the subject is plural, the boys each have a pen. Though each is used, we know each is a singular word which takes a singular subject, but I am not using each before the subject. I am using each after the subject. That means I am saying there are many people and each has a pencil or each has a pen. So the boys each have a pen. Next, we can have a sentence like this. Each, then of the, and then one plural subject. So of the and the plural subject becomes a prepositional phrase here. So in this sentence, each of the any plural subject, for example, girls, each of the girls, mind you, we are using girls. This is a plural subject. But we are going to use dances. We are going to use a singular verb because each has come in the front and there is a prepositional phrase after it. So this is a bit confusing. Sometimes children get confused that if there's a plural subject after each, then the verb has to be plural. But we know that each is a singular word which takes a singular subject and a singular verb. But when I'm introducing a prepositional phrase of the and then the plural subject, then it means that I'm again individually talking about each girl here. So each of the girls, I'm saying there are so many girls, out of that each one of them dances well. Okay. Now another trick which you can do, something which will help you to understand whether the verb has to be singular or plural. In this case, for example, you have this sentence, each of the girls dash well. You have to identify dances or dance. What you'll do whenever you see of the and a subject, what you're going to do, this is a prepositional phrase. Just take it out from the sentence and try to understand what will the verb become. So if I removed of the girls from here, what will happen? Each dances well. We know each is a singular word and it will always take a singular subject. So when you remove of the and the rest of the subject, that is the prepositional phrase, what happens? You will understand that each will take a singular verb, even if the subject is plural. Okay, next. Either of the, again a plural subject. Either means two persons, two things, like that. Okay, either of the, then a plural subject needs to be present. Again, here also I am talking about them individually. There are two subjects. So for example, parents, we are talking about parents. So parents is a plural subject. That means which includes mom and dad. Now if I say either of the parents, now parents might confuse us. What we are going to do? Of the parents, just remove it. Then you see either is a singular word which takes a singular verb. So what happens? Either needs to be present. Then we understand that, okay, we are talking about them individually. I'm saying the mom has to be present or the father has to be present. So individually we are talking about them. Next, neither will work in the same way. Neither of the, again a plural subject, but it is going to take a singular verb. Neither of the students arrives on time. So I'm talking about two students and I'm saying no one of them. Basically I'm saying no one of them arrives, not none of them. We are saying no one of them arrives on time. So neither of the students arrives on time. I'm talking about these students individually and I'm saying that he doesn't arrive on time. She also doesn't arrive on time. So individually when I'm talking about them, neither of the students arrives on time. But again, this thing you have to keep in mind, if this is the complete sentence, then fine. These are the sentences, then it is fine. But in any of these sentences, if we introduce another plural subject, then what will happen? If we don't introduce another plural subject, then this is going to be the case where we are going to use a singular verb. But if we use another plural subject, then the verb will become plural. So we are going to talk about it and understand it more. So let's now understand determiners separately. So we just said that either, neither, each, every, these are words which can be used as determiners followed by a singular verb if both the subjects are singular. So after these, we always have a singular verb, okay? And if both is subject, if you're talking about two subjects and one of the subjects is plural, then it is different. But if you're talking about only one subject, then we have to use a singular verb. When either, neither, each, every precede a noun. So when these words precede a noun, that means are put before a noun, then and also specify the noun, then these words are used as determinants. We just learned it. They can also take plural verbs. When can they take plural verbs? When one of the subjects is plural. Okay? How this is going to happen, we are going to check right now. Check out this example. Every child. Every is specifying the word child. Therefore, it is a determiner. And child, of course, after every, we know that every will take a singular subject and a singular verb. So every child needs to learn manners. Another example, every student. Again, every is specifying the noun student. Therefore, the word every becomes a determiner. And we know that every will take a singular subject and a singular verb. Therefore, every student deserves to be praised. Let's take another example. There are buses every 20 minutes. Now, every is used here. Okay, but we know that every always takes a singular subject and a singular verb. But every is not put before a subject here. Just check out this sentence. Every 20 minutes is an adverbial phrase. Which is the subject in this sentence? There are buses. Just take this part. There are buses. So clearly, there is what? There is used as a placeholder. Okay? And buses become the subject. So buses is a word which is the subject here. And because buses is a plural subject, therefore it is going to take a plural verb. So there are buses every 20 minutes. So don't confuse. If every is put anywhere in the sentence, then the verb doesn't become plural. Every has to be a determiner. It has to be put before the subject. Then only before a singular subject. Then only the verb will become singular. For example, every minute is important in our life. When I'm saying every minute, I'm talking about every single minute. Okay? Or if I change it, every bus passes through this route. So what do I mean? Every bus. I'm talking about every single bus. And I'm saying every single bus passes through this route. So again, I'm taking a singular verb. Now check out this sentence. Every group of students needs to participate. Why are we using needs here? Because, see, we are using students. We just say that every always takes a singular subject. But I am saying here that students is not a singular subject. It is a plural subject. But here there is a contradiction. We are seeing that students is not a singular subject. Then how can every take a singular verb? But actually, if you note that students is not the real subject here. Group is the real subject because it is a collective noun which includes all the students put together and it becomes a singular collective noun. So every group, obviously, when we are talking about this collective noun which is put in as a singular noun, so every group needs to participate. Therefore, the verb becomes needs and it will not become need, despite the fact that students is a plural verb, because students is not the real subject here. Group is the real subject here. Okay? Let's move on. Another type of determiner. Each is also a determiner. We just discussed. Now, in this sentence, each boy and each girl. That means boy and girl are nouns and we are specifying the boy and the girl. with the word each. Now, what are we saying? Each boy and each girl needs to be present. But there is a catch. We are using a conjunction here, and. We know that when we use and there are two subjects, that means there are two subjects, and that means they become plural. So the verb has to be plural. But in this case, please note it down. Even if we use each multiple times by using some conjunctions, still we mean individual people here. Like in this sentence, when we are saying each boy and each girl, we mean each individual person, be it a boy or a girl. Therefore, it is going to take a singular verb. So each boy and each girl needs to be present. So multiple times, even if we use each using conjunctions, it will mean a singular subject and it is going to take a singular verb. But the subjects have to be singular. Each of the subjects has to be singular. But in this case, in the second sentence, each girl and her parents. So I am not talking about each parent. I'm saying each girl and her parents. That means I'm talking about one girl. Along with the girl, there'll be the girl's parents. So that makes multiple subjects. Therefore, it means that we are not talking about singular person. We are definitely talking about each girl in the class, but we are also talking about their parents. Their parents should be there along with the girl. Therefore, each girl and her parents have submitted a report because there are multiple subjects here. So when we are saying each girl and her parents, we can clearly understand that we mean each single girl. Along with that, the next subject that is included here is a plural one. Therefore, the verb has to be plural. So just what we said, each will always come with a singular subject. But after that, if there is a conjunction and we are using another plural subject, then the verb has to be plural. Just keep in mind that. Okay, now let's move on. So let's check another example. Either boy is correct. Now, is it a determiner? Yes, it is a determiner because boy, either, when we are using either, what are we doing? We are specifying that boy. There are two boys, and out of that, we are saying one of them. So either boy is correct, either that him or him. One of the boys, we mean actually one of the boys. So either boy is correct. Again, we said that before boy, if there is either, neither, then what happens? They act as determiners and they will always take a singular verb. Neither one tries to understand. This is again an example of a determiner. When we are saying neither one, we mean no one. Basically, we want to say there are two people. Out of that, no one tries to understand. Okay. So obviously, when we are saying two people and we again mean them, we again refer to them as individuals. Therefore, neither one will take a singular verb. Okay. Let's move on and see another example where there is an exception. So we just say that every student, for example, remove this part and their teachers. Every student needs to practice. But we have added a conjunction and added a plural subject here. Therefore, every student and their teachers will take a plural verb, need to participate. Okay, now let's say another example. Either option. What does it mean when we say either option? We mean that there are two options out of that one. One of the options. That is what we mean. So either option and your decision. Now, when we are saying either option, we mean a single option. Out of the two, a single option. Okay. But again, if it had been either option, matter would become the verb. If we remove and your decision. But then we are adding a conjunction and along with that another subject. So when we are, what are we saying? We are putting in a conjunction which is and, which makes these two different subjects. That that is one of the options, and your decision. So that's what matters. But here what is happening, either option and your decision. It is not that only one of the options is what matters. I'm also saying your decision is also included here. Therefore, when the decision comes, we have two subjects here, either option and your decision matter. Matter will become the plural verb here. Okay. So let's quickly again go through do a recap. What is it? To identify if we are adhering to subject-verb agreement properly or not, we need to understand a few things. That is, a singular subject will always take a singular verb. A plural subject will always take a plural verb. In case there are two subjects and one of the subjects is plural, then the verb will become plural. And that plural subject will be placed near the plural verb. So this is called the rule of proximity. Okay. So let's see where we follow this rule of proximity. In case of either or, neither nor, that is the conjunction rule. In case of indefinite pronouns and determiners also, we follow the rule of proximity. But otherwise, if we don't have two subjects, if we are only talking about one subject, then all these words like each, every, everyone, everybody, no one, nobody, someone, somebody, anyone, anybody, all these words will take singular. They're considered as singular subjects. They will take singular verbs. But along with that, if we put in a conjunction, we add more subjects and one of the subjects is plural, then definitely we have to take a plural verb. Okay. Now, only this one is an exception. That is none. None is an exception. None is a word. It is an indefinite pronoun which may take a singular or a plural verb. How it is, we are going to understand that also. But as of now, please keep in mind all the things that we discussed till now, and we are going to move forward with much more. We did till determiners. We are going to talk about how to check the indefinite pronoun and how we have to decide if the verb will be singular or plural. So keep following my channel and we'll be back with more details, more information on subject-verb agreement.